Hi everyone, welcome back to The Chosen One by Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your support. Today's word for encouragement is God said, take your time. Don't spend your life wasting time on no man, woman. You got to stay focused on you. You can't allow the opposite gender to mess up what God has in front of you. You got to stay focused on your life, your career, your family. You got to stay focused on you. You got to start putting yourself first. In Ephesians 5:16-17, it reads, making the best use of time because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is. You got to stay focused. When God telling you to stay focused on what he has for you, you cannot let no man, no woman distract you. I don't care how handsome, how beautiful she is. I don't care how big her lips is. I don't care how big her behind is. I don't care how tall he is. I don't care how big his lips is. You got to stay focused on what God has for you. What God has for you, he has for you. You cannot allow no man, no woman to distract your mind because God wants you to stay focused. It's so much that God want to do in you, and you allow a man and a woman to distract you. You cannot allow the opposite gender to mess you up. You can't. When God tell you, I got something big that's coming, some of y'all don't even believe it. When God show you in a dream, when God show you a vision, that I got something that's coming for you, and you don't even believe it. You don't believe it. God showed you the dream over and over, and you like, God, I want to see it to make sure it's real. All you got to do is stay in his will. Understand what the will of the Lord is. You got to understand. When God show you what he has for you, you got to believe it. Faith without work is dead. You got to realize when God tell you he got something for you, ahead of you, you got to let that man, you got to let that woman go. You got to realize some people in your life is here to distract you. Some people are in your life to just mess up what God has in front of you. You got to realize God have a plan. He have a future for you. That man, that woman that you with ain't got no plan, no future. They just there to use your body. They just there to just have sex, to make you feel miserable, to make it feel like, listen, you got people out here that's just using you. For sex, for money, for drugs, whatever they can get out of you, for your tax money, for love in all the wrong places. You think they love you. They don't love you. They don't care about you. They only care about themselves. They only care about what they can do to you. And you got some people out here that playing, mind manipulating. They make it seem like something wrong with you, and it's them. God gonna expose the truth. You got somebody that's around you right now that make it feel like something wrong with you. It's not you, it's them. Something wrong with their mind. They want to play this game. Oh, I'm with you, then I'm not. Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you, then I'm not. Playing games and you too grown. You gotta grow up. It's a time that you gotta grow up and move yourself away from people. When they cannot meet your needs and when they can't meet you halfway, it's time for you to move on. I can't let no one separate me from God because my relationship with God is too important. You got to realize, I don't care how long you was married. I don't care how long they put a ring on your finger. If they not in God's will, I don't want it. I don't want anything that's going to mess my relationship up with God. If anything that's messing my relationship up with God, I got to let you go. Because my relationship with God is so important. I don't have time to be wasting my time on you. I don't have time to be playing with you. If we're going to get married, let's get married for the right reason. Let's get married because we love each other. Let's get married because we need each other. And we need God. And make sure God is in your union. Y'all get married, you don't have listen, you're not even worshiping God. You're worshiping the devil. Some of y'all think, Lord Jesus. God said when you walk into marriage, make sure you're walking in the right reason. Some people are walking into marriage because they just want to cover up their sin. You just want to cover up what you're doing. Listen, you can't just get married just to cover up what you're doing. Listen, God knows your heart. If you love that man, if you love that woman, get married to them. Make sure you put God first and ask God, God, is this the man, this the woman that you want me to get married to? Is this the spouse that you connect me to? If God tell you yes, then get married to them. God have to give you, listen, one thing about God, he will give that man a confirmation. I'm going to tell you something. God will give you a confirmation. He will give that man a confirmation. If it's time for you to get married, if it's time for you to walk down the aisle, God will allow that man to hear what God is saying. Stop wasting your life. What are you wasting your life for? You got to realize that God has so much in front of you. You cannot allow no one to distract you. You got to stay focused on your calling. You got to stay focused on what God has in front of you, because I'm telling you, the world will distract you. A man or woman will distract you because they don't want you to prosper. You got to learn how to put God first. Stop wasting your time and realize that your time is on the line. You cannot allow your time to be wasted. You got to let that person know, I love you, but if we can't get married, that's it. How many times you gonna waste? You already in a relationship with somebody 4 or 5 years. You gotta realize God don't have time to play. Get married for the right reason and spend your time. Spend your time on God. Spend your time on God and not people. Realize God is important, not nobody else. I love you all. Be encouraged. Don't give up, but pray about all things. This is your season for God to work on you. Thank you again. Have a blessed day.